name is Paige, 26 years old. I'm a full-time housewife and I live together with my salaryman husband named Henry. I received a passionate proposal from Henry, and it's been about 1 year since we got married. Henry has a kind personality that is rarely pushy. We almost never fight, and even though it's simple, we live a happy life together. However, because of Henry's work, we recently moved back to his hometown close to his family house, where his mother, Emily, lives. And from there, I have unfortunately started living a terrible life every day. My mother-in-law, Emily, runs a cooking school from her home. For the record, my father-in-law passed away before Henry and I got married. Emily was somebody that cares a lot about what people think about her, and in the neighborhood, she had a good reputation. Everybody thought she was a good person, but she was terrible only to me. Because I didn't go to college, it seemed like she didn't like that I got married to her sweet, sweet son that she worked so hard to raise. When we went to tell her when Henry and I got engaged, I remember she was aggressively against our marriage. But even then, even though Henry wasn't the type to push back normally, in a rare instance, he firmly said to Emily, "No matter what, I'm going to marry Paige." And that's why it was as though Emily had no choice but to accept that we were going to get married. Well then, now that we had moved close to Henry's family home, after we had cleaned up most of our things, we decided to go see his mother. Since we did move into the neighborhood after all, I didn't think it would be good manners if we didn't at least go say hello.
Coming! Oh my, Henry! Oh, welcome home. Come on, hurry up and come on in.
I'm home! Yeah, thanks, we're coming in.
What? In the beginning, our plan was to lightly say hello at the front door and then immediately leave. Hey, Henry! But me trying to stop him was in vain, and Henry hurried into his family home.
Come on, you need to hurry up and come in and start helping. Are you unable to do anything unless people give you instructions? Oh, what a useless daughter-in-law.
Even when I would come here for the holidays, it was a given that, in the beginning, Emily would glare at me and talk to me like this. But, well, anytime Emily would try to talk to me like this, Henry would always get angry with her, so I don't normally suffer that much. And today should be fine, too. When I walked into the house, Henry was already relaxed on the sofa in front of the TV.
Being home really is comforting.
He was watching a variety TV show and laughing. I walked over to Henry and said, "Hey, wait a minute. Weren't we just going to say hi at the front door and leave today?" I tried to whisper to him, but...
Sheesh, Paige, can't you see that your mother-in-law is standing in the kitchen? You need to help. Oh, that reminds me. Why don't we order delivery from the usual sushi restaurant? Also, we can make some easy stew.
Oh, good idea!
Huh? I tried to tell Henry, let's hurry up and go home, but then...
Paige, how many times do I need to tell you for you to understand? Go to the kitchen and help right now.
Oh, yes, ma'am. When I went into the kitchen, Emily was already on the phone calling the sushi restaurant. And so I started helping with the cooking for that day, but when Emily finished the phone call...
Ugh, the flavoring for this stew. Oh, it's terrible. Henry, aren't you being fed terribly tasting food every single day like this?
That was when Henry glanced over in this direction, and then...
Huh. Oh, yeah!
To my shock, Henry said that, and then he turned back towards the TV. Even though, up until now, he would always yell at Emily in times like this. I felt like I was betrayed by Henry, and my mind went completely blank. And then, that was when Emily...
You see, in the end, all men become tired of their wives, and that's why, in truth, they're always going to be on their mother's side. I always knew that someday things would be like this. Oh, the doorbell rang. Paige, it looks like the sushi has arrived. Go get it from the front door.
It's true that recently we weren't in a lovey-dovey phase like we were when we first got married, but maybe Henry, well, the passion of being newlyweds was gone, and defending his wife from his mother's bullying had become a chore? Even though my mind had gone completely blank, I walked towards the front door, and from the delivery person, I received 2 platters of sushi. And then when I got back to the kitchen, Emily grabbed the sushi out of my hands and said,
"Oh, silly me. Looks like I had only ordered for 2 people.
What? Wait. Now that I think about it, there were only 2 platters of sushi.
So, anyway, there's none for you. Come on, Henry, let's eat the sushi.
Henry was staring in this direction and watching from start to finish, but...
Oh, yeah!
Henry said that awkwardly. And then Henry and Emily started eating the sushi at the table, but Emily was glancing over at me and smiling like she was satisfied. This was just the worst feeling. In the car on the way home, I couldn't help but say this to Henry. "Hey, earlier your mom was completely bullying me, wasn't she? But also when your mom asked if you were being fed terrible food every day, you said yeah to her, but what was that about?"
No, well, I haven't seen my mom in a while, and I didn't want to put her in a bad mood, so...
What is that? So does that mean you're fine with me feeling bad?
No, well, all right. Starting from next time, I promise I'll scold her.
A few days later.
I'm home. Hey, Paige, my mom said that she wants to apologize for last time. She's gonna get sushi delivery, so she asked us to come over tomorrow night.
Huh? Oh, she's just going to say mean things to me again. I know it. I don't want to go.
Hey, I told you, didn't I? This time, I promise I'll protect you.
But can I really let myself believe those words? But, well, previously he was defending me, and there was a part of me that wanted to believe him, but I debated whether to go or not. But in the end, I agreed to go with him to his family's house. Just in case, if she tries to bully me again, I'm going to record it with my phone, and if Henry doesn't defend me from that, I might even think about divorce. At that point, I'd even been thinking that far about it. And then, the next day, at night, Henry and I went to his family house together. Before we arrived, it seemed like the sushi delivery had already gotten to the house. But when we got to the table, there's only 2 sushi platters.
Yes, oh, silly me. I totally forgot to order yours again.
What? Not again.
But also you. So I heard you were complaining about me to Henry. Not only are you a useless daughter-in-law, you complain about your mother-in-law. How awful. From now on, I'm going to educate you properly and make sure you can't say anything so rude. You better be ready. And today's sushi is part of that discipline.
Hey, Henry. I tried to look over to Henry for help, but...
Henry, sit down and let's eat the sushi.
Henry kept looking back and forth between Emily and I, and then...
Yeah.
He said that, and without defending me, he did as Emily said and picked up the chopsticks. Is this a joke? Just as I feared, this isn't what he promised. Because he had promised. I thought that he would at least defend me a little bit, but I was really devastated. And on that day, apparently the sushi restaurant was very busy, so Emily demanded to me,
"Hurry up and go return this, you useless daughter-in-law."
And she threw the empty sushi platters at me. Apparently the person from the restaurant said they would come and get it if we left it at the front door, but because Emily always cares about her outward image, apparently she said,
"Oh, you're busy today, it's fine. I'll go over there and return it directly."
And just like this, she puts on a good face to those around her. For the record, Henry started drinking alcohol, and because he got drunk, we ended up having to stay over at his family house. I was also told by Emily to stay over, but after I return the platters to the sushi restaurant, I plan on going home. And then I'm going back to pack up my belongings and hurry up and leave. But wait, I'm a full-time housewife and I'm not working, and my family home is far. Does that mean I have to tolerate this until I find a place to live or a job? As I was dragging my feet, I arrived at the sushi restaurant. I felt upset and down as I opened the doors to the restaurant.
Yes, welcome!
I came here to return the sushi platters.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, let's see here. Are you Henry's wife?
Oh, yes. Although I'm not going to be his wife for much longer.
I thought so. But still, even though the 3 of you are going to be eating, it's always an order for 2. It's never enough, is it?
Is it enough? Because I am a useless wife that isn't even worth being able to eat sushi.
So how is it? Our sushi is delicious, isn't it?
I reached my limit. I've been holding in my tears until then, but then they came streaming down my cheeks like waterfalls.
Hey, what's the matter?
I've never once gotten to eat it.
Huh?
Because I was sobbing so much, I ended up telling the chef all of the details of what Emily and Henry did to me. It was right before the restaurant was about to close and there weren't any customers there, and the chef stayed quiet and nodded while he listened to my story. After that, he said, Well, these are just leftovers, but... And he treated me to some sushi.
How is it? Is it delicious?
It's so delicious, although it is a little bit salty because of my tears.
When you're not crying, come back again. It's okay, I'm on your side.
After I finished eating the sushi, I thanked the chef and I headed back to my home. And then, a few days later, the most unimaginable thing ended up happening. I imagined that after he made the promise to me and he didn't defend me, it was awkward for Henry to face me. And so for a few days after that, Henry ended up staying at his mother's house, and then Emily messaged me.
Henry says he's going to be home with me for a while. Looks like he's over you now.
She sent me this message. She seemed to think that Henry valued her more than me, and she was fully satisfied with that. A few days later, in the evening, Emily came over to my house together with Henry.
Just as I promised, I came here to educate you. Starting from today, early evening, I'm going to come here for you.
And then Emily said,
Well then, to begin with, I'll teach you how to cook.
And then she took off her shoes and came into my house. Next to Emily, Henry looked awkward as he looked down and stayed quiet. What an unreliable husband. But then, it was at that moment Emily's phone started ringing with a phone call.
Oh, it's a phone call from the chef of the sushi restaurant. Hello? What? Would I like to come to your restaurant tonight? Oh, you received some good fish and you want me to eat it as the teacher of a cooking class? Oh my. I was just thinking about starting to prepare dinner right now.
And so Henry and Emily and I headed toward the sushi restaurant. However, unfortunately, I was just the driver. As I thought, there was no sushi that a useless wife was allowed to eat, and I was told to wait in the car. I had Henry and Emily in the back seat, and I parked the car at a parking lot near the sushi restaurant. And then, a few minutes after the two of them got out of the car...
Hey, Paige!
Henry had come back, and he started banging on the window of the driver's seat where I was. I hurried to open the door. What's the matter?
Whatever, just hurry up and come!
Huh? Hey! He grabbed my hand and he started pulling me toward the sushi restaurant. When I got into the restaurant with Henry, I sensed there was something off. What? And I froze there for a moment. Emily was sitting alone at the counter seat, and for some reason, she looked like she was about to cry. Her face was bright red and she was shaking. And the other customers, they were glaring at Emily, and they were always whispering. And on top of that, the chef was crossing his arms and glaring at Emily. And then Henry whispered this to me.
Hey, listen, the chef is telling everyone that my mom is bullying you. So please, Paige, please tell everybody that my mom is not doing that. And from now on, I'm going to be more strict with my mom to make sure she doesn't bully you. But at this rate, I feel sorry for my mom.
That was when I understood the situation. Aha, I see. So the chef is giving Emily a public lecture.
Listen, seriously, cut it out with doing things like that. Our sushi is not material for you to bully your daughter-in-law. That's rude to the sushi.
There's no way that I would do something like that. If Paige wanted to eat the sushi, then I would treat her to as much as she would like.
Goodness, I'm over it! I never imagined that you, Miss Emily, who has such a reputation for being kind around here, was bullying your daughter-in-law. I couldn't believe it at first, but the other day Henry's wife came here crying and talked to me about it.
And I started to listen to the other customers around that were whispering, and, as it turns out, some of the customers were students of Emily's cooking class and also some business partners of Henry's company. Oh dear. Well, isn't this interesting?
No, well, Chef, I swear right here that I'm not bullying my daughter-in-law. Yes, isn't that right, Henry?
That's right, yeah, that's right. Right, Paige?
He looks like he was begging at me with his eyes as he looked over at me.
I guess there's no choice. Miss Paige, do you have that thing right now?
Oh, yes. Here, you're talking about this, right? And there I pulled up the video that I also showed to the chef that day and put it big on the screen. And I raised the volume up to max and lifted up my phone. In that video was, of course, multiple videos of Emily bullying me and harassing me at home. There were videos of Emily bullying me and then Henry just following along with her without saying anything against his mother's bullying. When the other customers saw that, they were all shocked.
Hey, what? When did you get that?
You? What do you think of people's privacy?
Huh? After doing something like this to another human, you are not in the place to talk about privacy. And now that we're here, I'm going to say this, but I'm going to be getting a divorce.
Hey, over something this small? Something small? Henry, you're gonna try to wrap up the fact that your mother was bullying your wife by saying it was something this small? No!
Miss Emily, of course you're going to be paying for my sushi bill today. Do you hear me? You said it earlier, didn't you? If I want to eat sushi, you'll treat me to as much as I'd like. With tears in her eyes, Emily nodded her head, and so I enjoyed the chef's recommendation. The most expensive sushi, of course. It was Emily's treat. While I was eating the sushi, Emily and Henry were being whispered about and badmouthed by the other customers. They were sitting at the counter, uncomfortably, with their backs rounded. After that, rumors spread throughout the neighborhood that Emily was bullying her daughter-in-law, and little by little, her students for her cooking class were quitting. In the end, everybody disappeared. At work, there were rumors about Henry that he couldn't protect his wife from his mother's bullying, that he was a coward. And those rumors spread into his own office. And he was avoided by everyone at work, especially because there were a lot of married women in Henry's workplace. He no longer had a place in his company, and as a result, he ended up quitting his job. And before all of that happened, I got a divorce from Henry. Apparently, Henry and Emily were living in that house together for a while, but eventually, because they went into debt to pay the settlement fee to me, and they were worried about the neighbors' looks, they ended up selling the house and the land and moved. Because it was an old house and a small piece of land, it seems like it didn't become much money. And by that time, since Emily was so worried about her reputation, she went into depression. He was having to look after her in that state, and he tried to look for a company to hire him again. But in this job market, he wasn't able to get a job anywhere. In the afternoon, he's working in restaurants and at night in the factories. And apparently he's working with so many part-time jobs, he doesn't have time to sleep. And then he pushed himself too much that this time Henry got sick. After that, he had no choice but to quit his part-time jobs. They went even further into debt, and it seems like they're going to have to rely on black money pretty soon. Well, they did this all to themselves. Well then, on the other hand, as for me, the chef introduced me to the CEO of a very big company that was a regular at his restaurant. When I told him that I didn't have work, he immediately connected me to that CEO. This chef, he is truly a caring person. Thanks to the chef and the CEO, I was able to find a job, and they're even letting me live in the company housing. And not only that, but the salary is pretty good too. That's why I'm going to the chef's restaurant regularly, and I often get to eat expensive sushi. Just the other day, I went to that sushi restaurant and...
Yes, welcome. Oh, Miss Page, take a seat at the counter. Are you okay with the chef's recommendation again today?
Yes, thank you very much.
Looks like you've really gotten your happiness back since then.
Right now, work is also going really well. It's all thanks to you, chef. Thank you so much. From now on, I'm going to be coming to this restaurant a lot, and I'm looking forward to having your delicious sushi.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!